talk about a few things here today. So we all know about the Colonial Pipeline going from Texas, Houston, Texas to I think somewhere in New Jersey or New York, somewhere up there along those lines. Anyways, we all know that the pipeline was shut down due to hacking, malware, or spyware. All that kind of stuff. It shut down the pipeline. We know that much. The media is blaming Russia. Who could have guessed? Anyways, it's leading to a lot of fuel shortages. We know this already. It's nothing new. People are running out of fuel up there. Obviously, I drive a truck. One of my buddies drives a truck. I don't drive out east. I only drive the west coast from Texas on west. I don't go anything further than east than I-35. But one of my buddies does, and he drives the east coast for the most part, and he had a whole list of truck stops that were out of diesel. Guys, this is going to be a major problem for a lot of people, and that's because trucks run on diesel. Even if you've got an electric car and you're like, oh, it doesn't affect me. Well, guess what, idiot? It does affect you, and it affects you indirectly in the form of goods being transported to your area. So let's say you've got a truck that's leaving from New Jersey, and he's got a load for, I don't know, let's say a Walmart distribution center in the Los Angeles area, which would distribute to local Walmarts in that area. Well, then you could look at supply shortages at Walmart in that area. Or let's say you've got a truck going from North Carolina or Virginia, and they're going to, let's say, a Best Buy distribution center in Central California. Well, if you live in that area, you might see shortages at Best Buy, or you might see price increases at Walmart or Best Buy or Target or just about anywhere, because trucks carry everything. So we can see supply shortages and or price increases on anything and everything, because, like I said, again, trucks haul everything. And that goes for the military in another way as well, because the military relies on this fuel that's going from Houston to the East Coast and Northeast, up until like New Jersey, New York area at least. So any bases along those areas, along that pipeline route, is going to be affected, and that's kind of a big deal because, again, it doesn't just carry diesel, it doesn't just carry gasoline, it also carries jet fuel. So we might also be looking at increase in price of air travel as well. That's also a possibility. So one thing we need to learn from this situation on the pipeline right now is, if you can, you need to be stocking up on fuel. You need to be storing fuel safely if you can. If you live in an apartment, you're going to be SOL. If you have the space outdoors, definitely store fuel safely. Don't store it near anything combustible. Don't store it near anything high temperatures or anything like that. Be safe with it. There's plenty of videos out there on YouTube that will show you how to safely store fuel. Guys, get fuel while you can. Do it now, because you might be paying a lot more money in the future coming up. Even when the pipeline reopens, you still might be paying a lot more in fuel, because they're going to need to recuperate their costs, for all the money that they've missed out on. So definitely going to be seeing a price increase on fuel, and we already are. Some places are seeing 10 cents increase every day, or they're just seeing price increases. Now, where I live in the far west desert in Texas. I live in the Chihuahua Desert, and we pay anywhere between $2.65 and $2.85. I have seen it to $2.99. Hang on, it's bumpy. I have seen it $2.99 in my area. We've not crossed over the $3 mark yet. I know there's some places seeing price increases that are not along the pipeline, and the pipeline might have some things to do with it. Gas prices all over the country might go up. I mean, they're going up anyways because of the idiots in DC. That we're getting into summertime, and we all know in the summertime that the price goes up in fuel anyways because the demand is higher. I have seen things where they're saying $30 limit on gasoline, 10-gallon limit on gasoline, things like that. I've heard stories of unleaded and unleaded plus being unavailable. You can only get premium. However, they've clicked the unleaded and it started pumping, so who knows? Maybe they're conserving fuel. Maybe they're just trying to make everyone buy premium so they can make some money. That wouldn't surprise me. Like I said, who knows? We're going to see a large spike in fuel costs, demand, all that good stuff. So we need to get ready for that if you're not already prepared. Let's talk about another thing. The I-40 bridge between West Memphis, Arkansas and Memphis, Tennessee. It's the main route between the two. It's a highly traveled area. I've been over that bridge many times. There is a break in the frame. It looks like a massive cut in the frame of the bridge, closed indefinitely or until further notice. Guys, it's not the end of the world. There are alternate routes you can take. I believe there is another interstate just south of I-40 bridge. It's going to be a bit longer of a commute. It's going to be a bit longer to get across the river. That tying in with the fuel shortages, we could possibly see an even larger increase in delays for trucks and general automotive travel between the two places, obviously. Guys, this is going to tie into the crumbling infrastructure of the United States. It's definitely falling apart. We can see it now. The pipeline going offline. The bridges are falling apart. Guys, United States infrastructure is no longer there. It's crumbling. We need to get ready for it. Be prepared. That's what the whole thing is about, is preparedness. Speaking of infrastructure, they're doing road work. We're getting ready to. One way you can prepare for the crumbling infrastructure. Oh, there's a lot of deer right there. One way you can prepare for the crumbling infrastructure is in your local area, make sure that you know where your bridges are, what kind of roads that you have in your area, interstates, highways, back roads, dirt roads. conditions of them. You know, just general conditions. If it looks like it's an older road, older bridge, just realize that it's got the possibility of not holding up anymore. You know, things are starting to fall apart. Again, the I-40 bridge, the photos that I could see, it looked like there was rust along the cracks, so it might have been like that for a while. It might have just cracked, it might have just broke, but it's in disrepair. A lot of the roads here are in disrepair. I drive, like I said, I drive the West Coast, and a lot of the roads in the West Coast they're not great. I say that, and I'm not on the West Coast right now, but I say that I get on a brand new road. But yeah, guys, the infrastructure is falling apart. We can see this. It's really starting to rear its ugly head. We're going to see a lot more coming up in the future. So what can we do? Who can we look for or look at to prepare ourselves for the crumbling infrastructure, for more disasters like the pipeline, more bridge closures like I-40? What can we do to get ready for it? We can look at the Amish, guys. The Amish, traditional Amish at least. Because I've been to a few Walmart stores in like Ohio and everything, and it is the weirdest thing on the planet to see a RV full of Amish invading a Walmart. It is very bizarre, it's weird, kind of hilarious, especially if you're not ready for it. If you live in an area like I do where there are no Amish, it's just mind-blowing, like, whoa. Anyways, the traditional Amish that don't rely on vehicles, they don't rely on electricity, they don't go into town to the local Walmart, those kind of Amish, look at them, study their lifestyle. Guys, they're not really affected by what's going on right now. They don't, they use the roads in the sense of a horse and buggy. But, they're not taking I-40. They're not taking the I-5. They're not taking the I-15. They're not taking I-10 or anything like that in a horse and buggy. So, the crumbling infrastructure of major interstate highways and bridges, guys, it's not going to affect them like it affects us. If we experience a nationwide power outage, for the traditional Amish, it's not going to affect them like it's going to affect us. They live in a completely different type of society, and one that I truly respect. We could all take note from the Amish. We can all take note on their lifestyle, how they live, what they do, how they grow their crops, how they store their food, what they do with their food, and all that stuff. We could all... what is this guy doing? We could all take note on their lifestyle. Because, guys, the traditional Amish are the true definition of like prepping or preppers and true off-gridders. Oh, it's roadworks. But yeah, guys, the Amish, we can learn a lot from the Amish, guys. They're truly amazing. Their society is truly amazing, in my opinion, just because of how they live. I envy them. Sometimes I wish I could live their lifestyle, but I do like my lifestyle. I do like making money the way I do. I do enjoy the luxuries that I live with. Why wouldn't I? I do live in a modern society. I'm not Amish. So, I live the way I live, but I also look at the Amish and realize there's other lifestyles out there that don't depend upon the grid. They don't really depend upon the government. They don't depend upon other people really, other than themselves. And it's, like I said, guys, it's truly amazing and respectable. So look at the Amish. They might be our way of life. Grid down, Teotihuacan, whatever. That might be how everyone will have to live. And, you know, if the grid goes down nationwide long term. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it. I'm sorry it's been a long time since I posted. I've been just really busy. I've been going through a lot and, you know, just really busy. You guys, you have a good one. Take care.